It takes a lot to be a woman, and it takes a lot to be a man, and it takes a lot to be everything in between. I am a woman. I identify as female presenting as a woman. So that's the place from which I'm going to speak for this video. Summer solstice is coming up. Summer solstice is a globally celebrated, worldwide known period of time. And so many cultures and so many groups of people, so many, quite honestly, religions celebrate this point in time for a variety of different reasons, depending upon what your belief system is. So from a very earthly perspective, it is when we have the longest day. There is the most amount of light in our day. It is basically the first day of summer. It's when we transition from spring into summer. For anyone who is familiar with medicine wheel cyclical living, we are shifting from the east direction into the south direction. And at that point in time, at that tipping point of light and dark, the most amount of light shifting into shorter days, longer nights, more darkness, what we extrapolate from that is the relationship internally within ourselves as individual beings, our relationship with our own sense of light and dark. And I want to be really clear that light and dark does not mean good and evil. One is not better than the other. With this teaching and with really all of my teachings, light and dark takes on a much more Taoist approach. It very much comes from traditional Chinese medicine where they discuss yin and yang. And it's really just two different energetic expressions and two different energetic frequencies that come together in order to create all life. So that's what ultimately brings me to that initial statement of I'm a woman, as I identify as a woman, I'm leading from this feminine presenting place. Because I'm going to speak from that place. And I also want you to know that it does not stay with just me as a feminine presenting woman. As I said, all things, all expressions of life have masculine and feminine energy. They have yin and yang components because they need to come together in order to create life. So all beings have masculine and feminine energy. How you present, how you identify is completely up to you, but it's this conversation of the dance between masculine and feminine that we honor and celebrate at the summer solstice. And more specifically, for the month of June, the teaching that I'm going to be putting forward is about just that component, that exchange, the masculine energy, the feminine energy for me as a woman, what it means to be essentially female, essentially feminine. And I don't mean essentially as in like, oh, I'm mostly female. I mean like at its essence, the feminine expression in its essence. What is it made up of? What is it that it inherently holds as a representation of strength and wisdom and like skill set, like practical application, physical manifestation skill set that we need to heal? Because let's be honest, y'all, we've got some wounded masculine running around and some wounded feminine running around. And I love being in relationship. I love love. I resonate with my entire being around this dance and this relationship of the masculine and feminine, both as human beings, as individuals, with our relationship with the planet. I mean, everything is relationship. Everything is relationship. So when we can better understand the roles of masculine and feminine, we are able to be in better relationship with all things. So June 20th is a Saturday, and instead of doing my usual full moon teaching and ceremony, I'm doing a teaching for the solstice. And that Saturday, June 20th, there will be an incredibly powerful event being held here at my home. I'm going to open up my home space to a very limited number of people. It's very much on a first come, first serve basis. There will always be the live stream option available for you if that is what you prefer, or if that's all that you can get access to, or if you're out of state, whatever it is, just know that there's a live stream option and an in-person option. And in celebration of the solstice, to honor this dance and this transition of light and dark, we're gonna get into some specifics around the wounding of the masculine and the wounding of the feminine. And the title of this teaching is called, I'm Not Afraid to Belong to You. There will be subsequent videos and other posts over the next few weeks to give you some continued insight as to what that means. But in this moment, just sit with that. How does that make you feel when you hear that phrase, I'm not afraid to belong to you? What does that bring up? What is that insight? Keep an eye on the page. There will be links, invites, all kinds of good stuff going out, because this period of time, this transition, this tipping point is a big deal. Better understanding our relationship with our masculine and our feminine is a big deal. Everything in life is made up of this masculine and feminine exchange. So let's get square on it, right? Let's get hip to what it is that we are showing up as, and what are the areas in which we can show up better on behalf of ourselves and on behalf of each other. I love you very much. Talk to you soon.